Welcome to the Sit.Feel.Heal Meditation Center. This is the Thursday night group, Sit.Feel.Heal Meditation Group. My name's Joe, not Bananarama. I'm really happy that you're here. It's your first time here. The only requirement is curiosity. And if you would like some tea, there's tea towards the front door, the front of the room. The restroom is in the same area. And just get comfortable. There's cushions and blankets underneath the guitar over there. So we usually do a little arriving meditation, get into some sort of topic, usually just rambling words. And then we'll take a break, stretch, bio, do a little bit longer of a guided meditation, usually about 20, 25 minutes. And then there's time afterwards for questions, reflections, sharing hallucinations, whatever it may be. In any time throughout the group, or my talk or anything, if you need me to repeat something or explain or have any questions, just let me know. And if it doesn't land, if something doesn't land right with you, let me know. You can even pull me aside. Just always wanting to learn. We're all learning here. To be in this human experiment. So just taking a couple moments to arrive. Some people call it grounding. Whatever it may be. Just transitioning from outer to inner. Outer world into this center. We feel the body in the seat. I always encourage you to look around, check out your space, especially if you haven't been in here before. Just letting the eyes move around does a lot for the nervous system. I'm going to take this thing. It's my kid's costume, so it's like all, oh, that's much free. I'm free. And you can leave your eyes open if you'd like to leave your eyes open. It's always an option. Or gently closing your eyes. And whether your eyes are open or closed, just noticing. Noticing the energy of the mind. Whew. If we're coming in with a lot, it's okay, of course. We can just name it, that the mind is a lot in the mind. Maybe it's restless, or maybe it's ready to settle. Maybe just coming into the room tonight, there's a settling. Maybe the body has the same type of energy, restless, tired. Just acknowledge. And we arrive with these thoughts, these emotions. And we can give them space right now by just shifting focus. Focus maybe to the feet, the floor. Letting that curiosity follow of just what you notice on the feet, connected. The shoe, the sock, the floor. This whole back half of the body being held in this chair, the floor, the cushion. And temperature on the skin. The clothes resting on the skin. We notice the sounds Sounds in the room, outside the room. Taste, smell, and seeing, even with the eyes closed, shapes, colors. And right here in the middle of each moment, this dear friend, the breath, just breathing, all on its own. No need to change the way you're breathing right now. Just notice. And you've arrived. This is what this moment has to offer. There's thoughts, there's feelings, there's also sounds, sensations, the breath. An opportunity to rest. You've arrived. Nothing else needs to be done. Maybe tonight awareness can be enough. We'll transition here maybe with a few breaths together in this on the count of 3. I invite you to breathe in through the nose and just let the air fall out the mouth. We'll do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3, in. Let it go. Again, slowly in. Let it go. Really push it all out at the end here. 1 more in. Slowly, big, like you're filling up a balloon. Hold it just for a moment. And on the out breath, make some noise. Whoosh. Yes. Just letting the breath breathe on its own. Checking in with the feet, the seat, the sounds. And gently bringing your awareness back into the room. So I want to welcome this you here right now. Welcome. You're here. Anybody else coming in with a lot of busy day? Yeah. Anybody try to leave it at the door? Yeah. Never fucking works. It's like, I'm at the meditation place. Mine's like, great. Fuck you. Right? And so I feel like no part of you is not welcome here. Even those parts of you that, even the busy parts. I think especially those. I say this a lot, and maybe it's just because I'm a bitter old man, but I've never really mellowed out by being told I need to mellow out. Right? And see some head nods so you can relate. It's like, no, you fucking mellow out. You know, you fucking me. So I really try to not tell my mind to mellow out. Because the mind says the same thing. It's like, no, you mellow out. Or it's like, do what I'm going to do. Because there was a point in my practice, and maybe you can relate, where it's like, okay, I'm fucking going to meditate now. And the mind's like, no, you are not. It's not what you're doing. Thinking about a lot of things. And really, what is meditation, right? There's all kinds of different meditations. When I'm speaking to this meditation. It's a form of meditation called mindfulness. And all mindfulness means is awareness, present time, moment to moment awareness. And it's really as simple as that. So what if all we really need is awareness, right? There's all kinds of different practices that support mindfulness. Ones I learned from the Buddhist tradition, and has a lot of tools to really just help us explore this human experience. But in the basics of it, it's just awareness. So if you think about it, if it's just awareness, what the fuck is the problem? Right? And we can be aware of whatever the fuck we want. But what happens is we're trying to get rid of, or we're trying to get more of, or we're just stuck in the suck, right? We're trying to leave it outside the door. But what this practice encourages us to do is to be with the experience as it is. And it starts basic with just shifting awareness, shifting focus to how are we experiencing this moment right now. The feet are on the floor, the body's in the seat. We can hear these sounds. This is the breath coming in, going out. It's the first foundation of the Buddhist practice. I think it's key, because when we do this over and over, and it's a practice, the mind starts mellowing out on its own. And it's really interesting, the science they have behind it, that I don't think the Buddha really even knew, definitely probably didn't know about, but it's just retraining our mind to get back into its default of rest, just by bringing our awareness to the senses. That's why I always encourage us to look around the room, just check out your surroundings when you get here. Even if you've been here, it tells the mind that, okay, there's no saber-toothed tigers. It's this old wiring of creating safety. Is there any lions and tigers and bears? Oh my. And unless you're in the forest and, you're maybe getting chased by lions and tigers or bears, the fight, flight, or freeze is super helpful. But for us, the lions and tigers and bears are the job, the traffic, the family, the whatever, the stress upon stress. So we're just bugging the fuck out. So when we come here, we're aware. We're aware that there's all this shit. We're stuck in the suck of emotion, the busyness, right? Painfully aware. But then when we're practicing choice, we get to choose where to rest our awareness. Maybe at the feet for a moment, maybe the seat, the sounds. And you notice that just in that little practice, the mind started settling in like less than 5 minutes. Yeah? Anybody experience just a little bit of settling? Yeah. So it's already working, right? But why we keep showing up to groups, we keep showing up to our own practice, is because it's been a lifetime of being stuck or being distracted or checking the fuck out. So being gentle on yourself, I think, is a super important tool when it comes to this. Be patient. We're retraining the mind. Remember that. It's retraining, right? So the mind is like stuck, and then we go, okay, feet, and it's like stuck. Okay, seat. Okay, stuck. But the more we do this, it starts getting into flow. So it's just awareness. We're just aware. We're aware of the pain, but there's space for the pain. We're aware of the stress, but we can be with the stress because we're practicing this awareness piece that's helping our mind get back into the rest as well. Rest is a part of this mind's function. Rest and digest, the first whole front part of our brain. So this group in particular, when I'm offering up here, it's just reminding us that it can be that simple. Just reminding us that it is that simple. Because I think you might be a little bit like me. You need to be reminded a lot. Yeah. But we can go as deep as we want in this practice. And hopefully this center or other places, you can go deeper with the practices of the Buddha's practices. I'll be offering some workshops here as well. The possibilities are endless too when we start doing this practice and giving ourselves space. So it is just as easy or simple as just awareness. And it takes a little bit of effort. Because like I said, it's been a lifetime of not, or being aware in maybe a different kind of way. Yeah. And maybe you've been practicing for a little bit and you've been feeling some spaciousness. But if you're a human, you want more of that, right? And why isn't it working fast enough? So the reminder is that it's been a lifetime of mindlessness, right? So in this practice too of just simple awareness, it starts to give us choice for when we are stuck in the suck of emotion, when we're spinning out in thought, that we have choice of where to shift our focus, to shift the awareness. We notice that thoughts and feelings are here, but we can shift the focus to maybe the feet or the seat or the sounds or the breath. And what happens is this starts giving space to those feelings, to those emotions. Doesn't get rid of them, unfortunately. And not even unfortunately, I think it's actually beautiful that we can feel. And there's actually a lot of good information in the feelings when we can see and be with them in a more skillful way, not all tangled up in them. Even those sticky ones, the sadness, the worry, the doubt, they have some good information. But there's no information if we're just stuck in them and just trying to get rid of them. But we can only see that information. We can only get the teaching from our emotions if we have space from them or space with them. So the more we come back to the simple awareness of breath and body over and over again, the mind settles and emotions will still rise. Thoughts will still come and go. And we notice that some of them are just fucking random as fuck, yeah? Some random thoughts. But some of them have a hook. There's that one, oh shit, I did that thing. And all of a sudden you're fucking feeling it. You're like, oh my God. And then what do I need to do to take care of this? And then we're spun out. Then we're stuck. The good news is we have the practice. Come back to the feet, come back to the seat, come back to the sounds. We're right here. I used to do that a lot. I would tap my knees. I'm right here. I'm not in that thing that I did a long time ago. We're right here. Or the things that are coming up that we're a little scared to do. It's like, oh shit, okay, we're right here. And the more we're right here and we give it space, and you'll know when you have the capacity to be able to turn towards those thoughts and emotions, to be curious about them. And this is, I feel like it's not a linear path, but it's this kind of second tier to it of like exploring the emotions in a more skillful way. Getting out of the story of why we feel this way and just being with what am I feeling right now? Oh, there's a heaviness, maybe a tightness in the chest. And can it just be here right now? Maybe that's enough. Or maybe just, oh shit, it's there, and then back to the feet. But if you can rest with it, can you notice if it rises and passes? Does it kind of change? Is there a place in your body that doesn't experience that? You start being curious. This is the somatic healing of my practice. And I do feel like that's where the healing begins. Not that we heal, but there's a healing that begins because we begin to start meeting the wounded parts of ourselves, not getting stuck in the wound itself. And what I mean by that is we get stuck in the circumstance of something that happened to us a long time ago. And we're repeating that story over and over again and all this shit that comes with it. And not to dismiss that story because it happened. But if we're stuck in that, we're not getting to that part of you that experienced it. That part of you that is just like wants to be seen, wants to be held, wants to be fucking validated. Yeah, you feel this way right now. And again, I'm right here. I'm not going to fucking leave you. Imagine that. Imagine even believing that, though. When we tell ourselves that. It took a while for me to believe that I wasn't going to abandon myself again. I had to keep showing up for myself over and over again. Because I abandoned myself a lot. A lot. You know, and what I mean by that is just ignore the feelings, check the fuck out, dismiss my experience. Anybody relate to that? Yeah. So this practice is about first just, can we just be in the moment? Can we just give ourselves some fucking space? And here at this group, just give yourself some space, right? And you'll get the tools and you'll know when you're ready to be able to be with those emotions that are arising, that are fucking sticky, that maybe you can, be curious about. But I really encourage to, make sure you have the support with it too. Yeah. I encourage this way of looking at practice because I do feel like a lot of times I've been teaching for almost a decade, and I teach meditation a lot of times to folks that don't really meditate, and they actually are in institutions and stuff that, they're just coming off the streets almost, really, right? So it's like, one, be gentle with yourself, meet yourself right where you're at. And two, give yourself enough space, because if shit arises, it can get fucking hectic. And it's not a cure-all, right? It's like the mindfulness is such a buzz thing. Like, just be mindful, mindfulness. How many folks have a therapist or somebody in their life like, you need to try meditation, right? You probably should meditate. But a lot of folks, I'm not saying anybody in here, but maybe it is, some pretty early in your practice, right? Or even if you've been coming, we've been doing this group for a couple of years, and some shit can come up. So just giving yourself space, but not using it as an escape either. Be curious. The emotional awareness, the mind body experience with this is super crucial. Yeah. I don't know why I'm totally getting into this, but I do feel like it's a crucial part of the shift in our practice. And a lot of times it's where people kind of fall off the practice, because all of a sudden we got all this awareness, and all of a sudden we're just fucking aware that all this stuff is here. And we don't have the skills to meet what's coming up. So I've experienced, and I think I've shared it with y'all, that at first, when I was learning these practices, my mind was starting to chill. It's like, wow. But then there was a point in my practice where it was just thoughts and all these old memories, and then all these stresses. And it was like, holy shit, I lost it. and you don't lose it. It's just like there's space here to see it all. Awareness, be aware. So that's when I shifted into like the curiosity of like, okay, how do I meet this mind and these emotions that are coming up? And that's when I got into somatic healing, somatic therapy, and started meeting the wounded parts of myself instead of getting stuck in the wound. Yeah. There is curiosity around this in your practice. Even if emotions come up here, as we sit and we give ourselves space, you can trust your intuition, the intuitive knowing if just acknowledging that it's here is okay, or that's all that is okay, or can you sit with it a little bit? Can you explore the sensations if you understand that language even, right? Maybe you don't even understand the language right now. So curiosity is key. And I work with folks one-to-one to help them with these kind of practices. It's really beneficial to work with folks one-to-one. If you're working with a therapist or a counselor or a mentor, but it really can deepen our practice. Yeah. And tonight we'd get to just chill though, right? So awareness is key. That's all you need. Sometimes painfully aware, right? Sometimes painfully aware. And for a long time, my mantra was fucking ouch. Ouch, this fucking sucks. Okay, here are my feet. Here's the seat. Here's the sounds. Here's the breath. Get my ass to a group, call a friend. It's all I could do. But then over time, what happens with this practice is it just kicks into how we are in the world. There's spaciousness. So when we do have that stress, that lion, tigers, and bears, the work, traffic, and family, that there's space to respond rather than just react. My reaction was anger so fucking quick. Blame thrower. It was your fault. I feel this way. But now when I feel that anger, I'm like, all right, something's going on. There's enough awareness that, okay, feel your feet, bro. Feel the body, look around, hear the sounds, take a breath, and guaranteed underneath that anger, I'm scared. I'm fucking scared. Scared of what you're going to think of me or what. It's usually that. Yeah. The emotional awareness is key. Key. And tonight, what I'd like to offer us in this practice is a little bit of a practice around that. Maybe noticing a guide us, really just to remind us to come back to just effortless awareness of breath and body, but then ways that maybe you can explore different areas that maybe there's some tension and maybe there's a story attached, and maybe you can allow the story to just go over here and we can just be with sensation, and you get choice. You can follow along with the guidance as much as you would like, or you can just let it go and just rest, do your own practice. Like I said, you already won. The job is already done. You got through the room, right? Yeah. But maybe tonight we can let those masks fall off, let the armor fall off. I'll keep my banana suit on though. Awareness is key. You get to shift your awareness and rest your awareness wherever you choose in your direct experience. So that's why I say feet, seat, sounds, breath. Leave your eyes open. Just a place that you can come back to if you feel that stuckness, if it's getting sticky, or you're just floating off into a story that you know is not going to end well in your mind. Come back. Remind yourself that you're right here, and that's good enough. Sound okay? All right. And I'm always here afterwards, and anytime again that you want to ask me questions about anything that I offer here.